Hello, I am HXDF, and today I'll be helping you get into trance. But before we do that, make sure that you aren't hungry or thirsty. Use the bathroom if you need to, and then get somewhere nice and comfy where you won't be disturbed for a while. And we can begin. To begin, I want you to imagine something. I want you to imagine that you're walking through a forest. This is no ordinary forest, as it is quite magical, but it does have many of the comforts of a normal one. There's the warm sun shining down on you, the gentle breeze blowing across you, and the firm feeling of the ground beneath you as you walk. There's the sound of critters running around in the undergrowth, keeping you company, birds chirping amongst the trees. And if you try hard and listen really closely, you can even hear the sound of a distant brook, its water babbling down, flowing so nicely. But I want you to really look around now and pay attention to the more magical elements of this forest. After all, you haven't even noticed the colors of the leaves. Some trees having yellow ones, while others have blue or pink or various shades of green, red, yellow, cyan. Any color that you can imagine is somewhere here in the leaves of this forest. And while it is true that you can hear the sounds of the birds, if you look at them, you'll easily notice how they're nothing like the ones you're used to. Some of them are as big as a large dog, while others seem to fly sideways as if they've gotten gravity mixed up. And while these creatures are unfamiliar to you, you can somehow sense, somehow know that they will do you no harm, knowing that they are perfectly friendly. And while I could go on all day about the magical sights, sounds, feelings, and smells of this forest, I leave it to you to let them into your awareness, as there's something far more important in front of you, that thing being a round stone tower, a wooden door on the front of it, and its top hidden by clouds. You had gone so distracted by all the magic of this forest that you forgot why you came here. You've seen this tower in your dreams, felt it calling to you, and so you've come. It's hard to remember how you got here, all the excitement of this forest clouding your mind a little. But it's not really important. After all, you've reached your destination. Standing in front of a wooden door now, you reach out and grab the handle, feeling the cool wood in your hand as you pull it open and step through. But instead of finding yourself on the inside of the tower like one might expect, you find yourself on the top of it, a stone wall and roof keeping you safe. Looking out, you see that the tower is just barely taller than that cloud that was blocking your view before. It doesn't let you see the ground around the tower, but it does nothing to obstruct your view of the forest, which runs on for as far as your eye can see. Shifting your focus to the tower itself, you notice a telescope looking out over the edge, as well as a table with some books on it, as well as an ink and quill and some loose paper. You also notice a staircase leading down to the interior of the tower, but that's of little concern to you right now, as you decide to investigate the books and notes. When you arrive at the table, you reach out and pick up a book to inspect it, but when you do, a tingling sensation washes over you, leaving behind a small, relaxing feeling. It's like when you're in bed and you're nice and warm and comfy and you just don't want to move, but it's faint, not very strong. That being said, this effect is enough to dissuade you from inspecting these things anymore, as you put the book down, not wanting to risk any ill effects. Similarly distrustful of the telescope, you decide to approach the staircase. After all, you did come here to explore the tower, and while you've been in front of it, and right now you are technically under its roof, you haven't really gone into it yet. You take your first step onto the staircase, and to your surprise, that nice, relaxing, warm feeling that you got from touching the book becomes just a little bit stronger, and as you take your second step, it becomes a bit stronger again. The same happening with your third, your fourth, your fifth step. Just feeling nice and warm and relaxed, just like you're nice and cozy in bed. And continuing down, you take your sixth, then your seventh, your eighth, moving on to your ninth and tenth step. Just feeling so warm and cozy, just finding your mind drifting a little, not really thinking about much, just enjoying how warm and cozy you feel. You barely even notice that there are only 10 steps left before the staircase seems to flatten out into what must be a room. Moving on, you take your 11th step and then your 12th, finding yourself slowing down just a bit as you move on to your 13th, then your 14th, just stopping there for a moment, so warm and relaxed before you take your 15th, then your 16th step. Just a few more steps to go. But you find that it's hard to make yourself move. It's just so warm and cozy. Just makes you want to fall asleep where you stand. But you push forward, pulling off that 17th step. But again, that feeling is just getting stronger and stronger with every step. And with your 18th step, you can barely even remember why you're moving. It's just so nice, so warm and relaxing. Hmm. You manage, you manage to just barely make that 19th step. Only one more to go until you're at the bottom. Finding this is just barely enough motivation to get you through despite the warmth and comfort. And with your 20th step, you finally stop. You're just too warm and comfy to move. You can't even raise your head. You're just standing in place, your head slack, your jaw loose, your arms limp, only stiff enough to keep yourself from falling over. It's just so warm and comfy and relaxed. Mm, it just feels so nice. You aren't sure for how long you stand there, but eventually you feel a fluffy hand wrap around your arm and starts to pull on it, not forcefully, but gently as to guide you. And you're just so relaxed and comfortable that you automatically move with it, letting the hand guide you, barely even aware of it or your own motion. After a bit, it stops guiding you, and you feel another fluffy hand wrap around your other arm. Part of whatever is holding you is in your field of view, your head angled down so that you can only see them below the waist. They appear to have fluffy orange fur and 9 long tails, the fur on them appearing to be much fluffier and softer than the rest. Mm. They shift a bit, moving so that one hand is behind your back and one arm is behind your legs as they begin to move you again, shifting you so that you're in a laying down position, your back against the back of the couch. From this new angle, you can see them in full. Like what you've already seen, most of their body is covered in orange fur, but their chest, the front of their neck, and their face from the mouth down is covered in nice white fur, and their head is not the head of a human. No, this must be a mystical creature, as they have the head of a fox. Hello there, you hear them say as they reach for something out of view. My name is Uni, and I'm sure you're wondering why you're here. That is, if you aren't so relaxed that you can't think. You hear them chuckle as their hands come back into view, holding a blanket which they snugly put over you. Standing back in front of you, they say, I've summoned you here through your dreams because I've sensed no interest and a potential for magic within you. And unfortunately, your time today is limited, so I'll just be showing you one thing that will help you relax so nicely. But should you come here again with more time, I could show you so much more. They make a series of quick gestures with their hands, and when they finish, a pendulum has appeared in it. While the effects of the spell that you're under are more than enough to keep you relaxed, this magical pendulum of mine will help you to relax even more. They start to swing it back and forth, back and forth, nice and slowly. And with how relaxed you already are, you find that your eyes just automatically follow it back and forth, back and forth. And as you continue to stare into the pendulum, you notice that the colors on it begin to blur and spin, forming a pretty spiral that moves in time with the pendulum, around and around, around and around, back and forth, back and forth. And as you keep staring into it, you find that all your thoughts, your stresses, your worries, anxieties, they all just get pulled into the pendulum and disappear. No cares, no concerns, just staring into the pendulum as it swings back and forth, back and forth. And as you stare into the pendulum, you're barely aware of their voice as they say, well, I'm sure this won't be an issue. I must say that the effects of this hypnosis file will become inactive if they are a risk to your physical body or your well-being, if they are a risk to your social or professional life, if there is an emergency that they would prevent you from dealing with to the best of your abilities, or if they're a risk to your mental health. Also, any effect of this hypnosis file that was an issue will become active again once it no longer will be one. Additionally, you will never find this hypnosis file or the effects of it to be even slightly addicting. And now, go ahead and close your eyes, still seeing the pendulum in your mind, knowing that I'm still swinging it back and forth, back and forth, as it spins around and around, around and around. Very good. Now, if more words follow, you'll find that pendulum stays in your mind, keeping you nice and deep. And whenever words are done, whenever nothing more is being said, you'll find that you just start to slowly come up, coming back to awareness of where you are at your own pace, no longer being here with me. But for now, just enjoy the pendulum as it swings back and forth, and spins around and around, around and around. I hope I can see you again sometime, so that I can show you what else I have in store. But for now, goodbye.